Hey everyone, my name is Andrew, you know that, and I will drink some coffee, eat the donuts. Oh yeah, these ones, they look amazing, right? And we will talk about my New York jobs. I don't even know how to start that, but wait. Hmm. So we moved to US, to New York. I'm not sure it was a good idea, but we moved here and we lived with my husband's aunt and uncle, but it was not easy because I'm used to live like in my own apartment and to have my own space. So it was not easy for me, but so that's why I wanted to find the job as quick as possible. I mean, they were nice, but it's just that you don't really have your own space, and you have to share the bathroom, the kitchen, and then we had to like also pay for the room even there in time. So I had to find the job, and I was panicking as always. So I started to apply for the jobs, but I had no experience at all. And nobody really answered me. So I was walking in Brooklyn everywhere, just everywhere, searching for the job. I think I went to like 200 places, and they were always telling me, oh yeah, just send the resume. But it was in the summertime. And then, as always, my brain trying to find the other way, so I started to write on Instagram all the places that I've seen, and I was ready to work even as a waiter, server, busser, barista, front desk, anything. I just needed the job. So then I wrote on Instagram to one restaurant, and I found the owner, and she looked like nice. Oh, it's so hot, and I had to turn on my air conditioner. So she was nice. She answered me like, "Yes, you can come for an interview." And so I went to the interview, and she was nice. She was like acting with people that worked there, like they're all friends. I was like, wow, that will be easy, because why not? I love to talk with the people. So the first like 2 days, it was really easy because they scheduled me on a slow days, and I even enjoyed it because like I was talking with people, I was like getting experience, and I was the first month in no, it was I think the second month in US, so I was very happy. But then the next, I mean, the summer came. Yeah, I think it was before the summer, and then the summer, and it was just they scheduled me on the busy days, and it was so busy, and they opened the patio, and they had only the space for about 2, 3 servers. It was like, oh, it was really like bad because they were telling me like what to do, all the different servers, and then she was also coming and telling me it's okay to tell me what to do, but it was like chaos. Because like sometimes the plates were falling down, everybody were like running, and it was really dirty. It was really dirty. I don't even know how they stayed open. But I was still trying to handle all of that because I really wanted to move. and we found the apartment, but this is the other story anyway. And then this owner, she when I was trying to tell that something is wrong, like it's like chaos, not clean enough or whatever, she told me, oh, this is just the start of our story. So like then she invited me to work on the catering with her, and I swear she was like sitting behind me and like being toxic all the time. She was like, oh, you don't put enough ice. Oh, you don't do that right. Oh, go there. So like non-stop. And I was ready to handle it for some time, but I was like, I was already getting depressed because when one person is sitting near you, owner, and just like, I am never really crying, but my mental health was so bad that I thought that I will, but I just can't. I wish sometimes I could. But the people were very nice. We're like in museum, different people. They're also fancy. They're all acting so nice to me. So only like the people, as always, they were saving my mood by like talking to me, and that's why I stayed for a little bit longer. But then it turned to be even more worse because so they paid me when maybe she understood that it was too tough, and then they paid me with the tips. It was like $400 a day, so it was so much. But I think they made me to make me stay because people like me because I'm always nice even when they don't understand something or they're annoying. I was always nice. So, and when it was busy, people know my name and like coming back and they know me. And anyway, and then after like a week after they paid so much, like few days, the servers, I don't think they wanted me to stay because there were the people, like one person server, she was about 60 years old or 55, and of course they wanted to stay there and work more. They don't want like somebody to take their job and tips. So all the servers, the different ones, they started to act like really rude to me. uh, like, you just go to the kitchen to do one thing, and then the server telling you, oh, go that, do that, and then the other server telling you, go to this table, do that, and then the other server is like acting not nice and telling you, you don't understand, go to the other place, that's what I told you. And from all the sides they were like being bad to me. So yeah, I think we moved to the apartment and I was walking again into Brooklyn trying to find the job. Uh, oh yeah, and I found the coffee shop where Ukrainian people were the owners, the Ukrainian girl, woman, she was the owner. And oh yeah, there were two. Anyway, so uh, yeah, and she hired me and we had really no problems at all. The only problem was that they really wanted me, I think, to do something because it was very slow. There were about like 20 people a day, so it was too slow. I was sitting for like 3 hours a day doing nothing. I liked it, and like they paid me only $15 an hour. It's not that much, but people, these people, 20 people who came at this, like every day or the days that I worked, they tipped me so much. Sometimes it was like $20. So in total for a day, I was getting like $50 in tips because these people, they were coming to talk with me, so I really enjoyed it. Uh, but then again, then they had about 65 drinks. I counted, I swear there were the different syrups and foams and like candies, and you had to mix all of that. So it was not really a specialty coffee, and I tried to tell them that it's like too much, but no. I mean, they were nice, I was nice, but uh, they were adding even more things. So, like, not improving what they have, but they were adding more, like, waffles, ice cream they had, and then they started to add, like, oh yeah, there were the croissants that I had to bake, and I was scheduled alone. So, and then when I worked on Saturday and Sundays, I was alone, so like I was sitting for 3 hours doing nothing, but then there were people coming at the same time and ordering like 8 people. So it was, it was just, and there was the second job, so I couldn't handle the stress so much. I handled it, but I mean, I was not staying so calm. I was like really running, trying to do my best, but running to bake the croissants and make the coffee and like ice cream, do the smoothies, it's just too much for one person. So anyway, and then it was so slow, it was too slow sometimes, and they told me that like because it's so slow, they think that they will sell the business. So like no more job. And it was really sad because there were some people that I really liked. It was on Bay Ridge. Um, yeah. So, and then my journey starts again. I mean, I started to search for a job again in Brooklyn, and I I found one very beautiful coffee shop, like cafe, and it was I think it was the same vibe that I have, like being calm, being nice, slow, and I asked about the job there about like 6 times, and then I applied. And then finally, like after I applied, they answered me, and I went for the interview. And because I had experience, they hired me. But when I came to the interview, I understood that they showed me that they're making the smoothies, and I'm like, it's okay. I will make the smoothies, coffee, but who will order smoothie for $14? Not many people. So I started this job, and it was also very slow, and the people were so nice. I think it was just the best place, just because people were so nice. From all the jobs I had, the people that were the most nice. And uh, um, anyway, it was like yoga studio with coffee shop together. So it was from the start, it was not much to do, and people were nice, and I was making coffee, and I was getting experience. The manager was so like chill, and it was a good atmosphere. So I think I was proud that I worked there, but then, as always, because it was slow, the manager, she started to add more and more things. Like, we had the smoothies, and there was a separate person who had to restock, that's what they told me. But then they told, oh, now you have to restock the fruits and everything for smoothies. So you have to do coffee to make coffee, and then you have to make smoothies, and then you have to restock and go downstairs. Then you have to clean the tables. So I understand that it's slow, but to make one person control all of that, I think it's still too much because I didn't want to do that. I want to do one job. If I'm the server, I want to be the server. If I'm the barista, I want to be the barista. If I'm front desk, I want to be the front desk. If I would even restock, that would be one job and I would do it perfectly. Like I would do my best. But not when they want one person to do more and more and more but pays the same. So, uh, oh yeah, and it was very slow, but the problems that I was again scheduled alone mostly, and then the people were coming from the yoga class outside to this coffee shop, like downstairs or from the other side, and they were coming to order the smoothies, and I was alone, so it was very slow. You're doing nothing, and then immediately, like 10 people are coming from nowhere, ordering the smoothies and standing in the line. So, and you're like running. I started to hate smoothies because also you have to clean containers and the bananas and other like fruits stuck there. You have to clean them in the three competitive things, and then you have to like make the smoothie. Oh, I was making acai bowls also. Yeah, and then you put this container in sanitizer, and then somebody else orders a smoothie and it's like it's still not dry, so you give them the smoothie with sanitizer because you just don't have enough containers. So honestly, I don't think I will ever drink smoothies after that because I didn't like it. And but the manager was still nice. We were like the friends sort of, because um she was not really, she was good, I think she was good, but then then again, like um oh, she hired the other people and we worked in a team and it was like a dream team, and I found the friend Katie, and there was a Mia. These people were so nice, and there was a David. So I'm happy I found some nice people there. As always, people save to eat. But anyways, the manager later, maybe because of the owner, I don't know, but they started to ask to do more and more things. I was like cleaning refrigerators, and it's okay. I understand again, because the rent is too expensive in New York. You cannot hire the person who will clean like the floor, the restroom. I was not cleaning the restroom because I don't want to do that, but later they wanted us to do that also. So I was cleaning the like cleaning containers and all restocking, doing other things, but I still liked that place, so I didn't want to go. And then my friend from Miami, she had to come, and when she was coming, I worked this day. Oh no, she was going back to Miami. And she had the bag and she was writing me the messages where she can leave the bags. And I had to answer her because she had to leave soon. So even though I was at the job, I had to answer her. And I was like answering, and she was annoying more. And yeah, then the manager came and she's like, "Oh, you didn't restock enough. You was on your phone all the time." And I didn't even want to answer that because I'm always trying my best. Like, when people are there, I give them what I can, like all my attention. And I never really was standing on my phone near the people, like sometimes, when there are no people or just few ones. But anyway, I was like I think I cared about this job more than anybody else. I was telling the manager, oh, the other people who work there, they're not cleaning enough. They are not doing enough. I was like toxic. I didn't want to be toxic, but it was slow and they didn't want really to do something, and I really was like proud to work there just because I liked this place. There was Anyway, I think I was wrong because now I understand that the people who didn't do too much like I did, they were doing right, because in New York you have to you don't have to like care so much about your job because they will use you. And that's what I did. I cared so much. Posting the I was posting the Instagram picture photos making. I wanted to make this place popular. I was and Yeah, and then my friend from Miami, she was writing me these messages where she can leave the bag, and my manager told that I'm not like doing enough, and I said I don't want to talk about that because I didn't want to talk in that way. Like when she blamed me, she could say like, "Oh, Andrew, so you will come back and restock," or "Why are you on your phone?" But she just like blamed. She's like, and uh, I said I don't want to talk about that. And then when I came the next day, oh no, this day when I told that I will come back and restock, that's what I told. And she said, "No, you will restock right now." And I had my friend waiting with the bags, and I could make uh, my break. I was always making my break when they want. Usually it's like, "Oh, when do you want me to have my break?" And like this time I just said like, "I need the break." But she said, "No, you will restock now." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I went downstairs, I restocked everything, and then I came back and she's like, "You don't do enough," or something like that again. I'm like, "I'm going on a break." And because she was acting not nice, and I went to meet with my friend to take the bag, and then next day when I came, she gave me like the document where she wrote that I was rude, and I'm like, what the fuck? And she wanted me to sign that. It's like just a document to the owner, but this is a lie. I just told that I don't want to talk about that. That's it. And I had to sit with this person, like manager, and talk because I don't know. I think her mental health at this time was really bad, maybe because the owner like told her something or was bad to her, whatever. But she told me, "You have to restock, you have to clean, you have to make coffee, you have to clean the tables, you have to serve. And then, if you're not doing good enough, you can just leave." And I said, "But why do you add more things and I have to work more and more? It's not like I'm lazy. It's just that I don't want to do so many different jobs. Like, I can make the coffee even when people will come all the day ordering, but I don't want to do all the different things." And also, like when I was scheduled alone, I was coming in the morning, restocking all the fruits, and it took me a while, like an hour, and you're alone opening the coffee shop, like, and then people are ordering and you still didn't finish restocking, and I swear I was running for like 2 hours just to open completely this place. with all the things that she had like the list of like 40 or whatever things that you have to do in the morning. And yeah, so I applied to different jobs and I really wanted to work at the other job that I won't say the name. It was like a big company, and uh, they didn't answer me before, like a year ago, but then after a year they answered me because I applied again, and they told that they want to hire me. So I'm like, okay, and I told this place that I don't want to work there. If you said that I'm not doing good enough, why would I stay? So, wow, I'm talking so much. Yeah. Remember where we stopped? Hmm. So this time that was my mistake. I cared too much. That's what I think. And so I think I don't remember, but I think the manager told me to stay longer, or maybe I said I want to stay a little longer, like week or two. It doesn't matter. It's just like I stayed a little more, and the manager was acting like a very sweet person again. But I don't like when people are like, I was not acting nice, I just acted like, like no emotions. I was just doing my job and I thought, and I know I will leave, but she was acting like nice and it's good. But I like when people are really honest to me. And like few days ago you told me that you leave because you're not doing enough, and you're like, and now you're acting so nice to me. It's not like I want you to act bad to me, but just if you don't like the person, you don't have to be nice or bad to the person. Just like do not contact with the person so much, and that's it. Like, cause anyway, uh, anyway, it's good to leave like that than if we would hate each other. Thanks for that. But um. I don't want to do anything like bad, even when people act bad. I just don't care. I just leave and I forget about that, so that's what I did. And then I started the training for the other job, and they had to open special coffee shop in Soho, in Manhattan. I was like, it will be so cool. Manhattan, the job in Soho. But I just had no experience. So they trained me for 1 month to work there, to know everything. 1 month. They were paying for 1 month just to train the people. That was so cool. But what I understood from the start when I started to work in this company, that the reviews were very bad, but when you started the training, everybody were so nice, so careful with the words, smiling all the time again. And seems like a very bad background if they're so careful with the people now. But yeah, but so after a month of training, I was so excited and I went to work there, and it was hell. I mean, it was hell because the sales report was about 6K, $6,000. The people were standing in the line like, I I don't know why people stand in the line. I don't think I will ever understand that when people wait for the coffee like 10-15 minutes and they see that there is a line of 10 people and they still stand there. And it was madness. I handled it, even though it was horrible. It was also horrible because, oh yeah, and then I was coming to work on the register so I can slow the line, and I was so slow, so like to slow the line, and the people who were near me, like baristas, so they can have some time to breathe. But then the manager, he told me, oh no, like Andrew, you have to be more energetic, you have to act more quickly, energetic. So like they wanted me to be fake and to act really fast so the line will be faster and they will earn more. And that's not what they told before. Because when I was training for this special place, they told we will have 6 baristas working. This will be a special place. We will give so much attention to every customer. It will be high quality. But when it started, they just wanted the line to go faster to earn so much money. And you know, when it's so fast, it's not really specialty coffee. It's not even like the good coffee because even they had automatic machine, but this machine it couldn't handle it. It's like it's non-stop. These machines work non-stop, like all the time, pouring the milk, making the coffee. So I really hated it, but they were still careful. The environment, everybody were very careful because I think because of the background that this company had, something happened before. And anyway, I really wanted to leave, but I couldn't find the other job. But this time it was so easy. I just applied to like random jobs in New York and on Manhattan, and after like a week I got the new job, and I was surprised it was so fast. Later I understood it was on Manhattan. In Brooklyn it's very like hard, difficult to find the job because it's slow. People are like, it's not fast environment, and everybody, like most of the people want to work there. Places like that. But on Manhattan, it's like everywhere mostly. It's this type of environment where sometimes you cannot even like drink the water. You don't have the time for that. So I went for the interview to the other place, and the manager, he was so nice. He was super duper LGBT place. And I don't mind what type of people, cause uh, like I like the different people. I mean, in the other place in Brooklyn where I worked, many people were much older than me, or like with the kids. And this place, like in Soho, many tourists, and that was like very LGBT place. So it was great to have experience with the different people and different areas. You know, some people very rich, some people like more poor, some people like some people just want coffee in 1 minute, some people want to stand in the line for 15 minutes, some people want to sit for 10 minutes. And yeah, that's why I liked the Brooklyn so much. People were drinking the coffee for like 10 minutes or more, and there was no rush. People were waiting, people were drinking coffee. They didn't want to stand in the line. I mean, there was a line, but not that big line, like 3, 4 people, and or they would sit. Anyway, I started to work in this super duper LGBT place, and it was fun because there were so many plants. The manager was so fun. Two managers. I liked them, and I have no bad feelings to them because I think um, they were about a little bit like me. They were from like other countries, and like they were more chilled. It was not, they were not acting like this job is the last job of their life. They liked the job, but and it was clean mostly, but yeah, they were not stressing too much. So, and that's what was good, but, but, but. So, the owner, he was like celebrity or close to celebrities in New York. So I know many people would just work there because he was popular, but I don't care. I care more about like kind people, personalities, and if you're popular or not popular, it's not about me. Because the other person who worked there, yeah, I've heard about that. Like, oh, they still stay there just because. um, anyway, from the start, it was weird because it was in Chelsea, Manhattan, but I think because there were many people like selling drugs there, like some people. The area was not very good, so there were some homeless people walking by, like some crazy people walking by. So that's why it was slow there, but the place was very beautiful with like plants, a very big plants, and it was a big space. But as always, because it was slow, they scheduled me alone. And that's like typical. And I was like, whatever. I worked already so many times that I'll handle it and it's not so fast. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you that the other place, oh, I didn't say the name, but the one that was in Soho and super busy, three people left at the first week. So that's the reality of Manhattan. Three people left at the first week because they just didn't want to do that, to handle that. Anyway, so I worked in the new place and it was like the bar with the coffee shop. So it was so cool because I didn't have to close much and open much. And I just had to come, like make the coffees. That's what I wanted. The people were sitting at the bar. But again, the owner wanted me to be the server, barista, and it's not that much. I can be the server and barista. But there were the times when there were so many people coming because it's more like a party place. So there is like nobody there, and then immediately there are like group of 10 people coming. And after all the jobs I had, like few jobs, I was ready to handle it, so I was still like dealing with this group of people, like having the party and acting nice. I had to run at sometimes, and sometimes I had to sit for 3 hours, and sometimes I had to run like crazy, like in Brooklyn, but because I was scheduled alone. But then, because it was this type of place where people sit far away from me, and I was scheduled alone, and you make coffee, people went to sit, and they're talking with each other, and it's fine. You like go every like 20 minutes, so you will not bother them, and clean, like take the coffee cups or whatever. But the owner, she like came and she was like, you are not cleaning the tables. You are just standing on your phone. And I swear, it's not that I'm like really standing on my phone. It's just that these managers or owners, they do not come all their time to see how you work, how you're doing your best. And then when you just like, did like served like 20 people, and you're like, okay, I served 20 people, finally I deserve like 1 minute to respond to somebody. And then when you have this minute, they come at this minute and like, oh, so you're like on your phone and the tables are not clean. Because they don't see, they just see when something is wrong, but they don't see when you're doing something. Because there is no point of looking how hard you're working. It's better to just check all the time what you're doing wrong. I think it's like very bad management. But anyway, and that was not all. This owner tried to earn more, but it was very slow. And then one time again, I was just like not even on my phone, and he come and he's like, you don't even see that these people there were not ordering something for a few hours. And I'm like, what I have to do? Like, the people ordered, I gave them the drinks, they went and they're sitting for a few hours. And he told me, you have to tell them to leave because they didn't order for a few hours. I think it was very stupid because there were not a lot of people there, and you had to like be nice to every customer, even if they ordered just one coffee. But I'm like, I think it's very stupid, but I will do whatever you want me to do. And I come to this table and I tell them, you have to leave because you didn't order something, or you have to order again after a few hours. And these people tell me, this is like bullshit. We want the owner to come and talk with him. And I'm like, okay. I come back and ask the owner to come to talk with the customers because that's what he wants me to do, to tell them to leave or order more. And you know what? He didn't go. He didn't go because he didn't want to be like responsible for that. He just, like any other mostly managers or like owners, they just want you to be responsible for like many things like that. And anyway, uh, and then we had like a meeting with our baristas, and I'm like, I will stay as much as I can at this place. I'm so done of these jobs. This time I will be like super strong. Whatever happened, I will be strong. And then there is like the meeting, and one of the things that they were telling some things about the business and coffee shops that ah it was it was not good at all, but you just cannot say a word. And then he told near everybody, it's like Andrew is always like, he didn't even see that the people didn't order something for a few hours and they were rude. Like, uh, they were not rude, and that's what you told me to do, and they just got mad because they ordered something, but they just wanted to see it more. And and then again, on this Manhattan job, about like 4 people left till the time that I worked there. So I started the job with one person, she left, then the other person left, the third person left, fourth person left, and then that's not all. I'm still like, I will stay as much as I want to, as much as I can, because I don't want to change the job again. Oh, you have to deal with all of that information, and I will continue soon. Hmm. Hmm. So then I worked alone. They scheduled me, and it was so funny because there is like a line of 8 people, and I'm like running like crazy. And then there is a girl in the line, and she's like, "Hello, I'm from food inspection." And most of the people, they understood what was going on, but they were still waiting in the line. It was a little bit silly because people have seen that there is a food inspector. I'm scheduled alone, and they still stay in the line. And they're like, "I will wait for my coffee, coffee." I swear, they're addicted. But there was even one person when I said that I cannot serve the coffee now. He was like, "Why can't you serve the coffee now?" I'm like, "Food inspector is here." Anyway, I told her, "Okay, you can see everything you want to see because that's what you have to do." And I go downstairs where I've seen cockroaches. That's the other story. And I go downstairs and I grab the big cockroach that was killed and like threw away. And I run back and I'm like, "Yeah, now you can check." And the food inspector, she's checking everything, and she didn't see the cockroaches and rats, and she's seen that my area was very clean, even though there were a lot of people. And but then it was a coffee shop that turns into the bar. The manager, by the way, he was nice, but I don't understand why they were hiring the people like that. Maybe because this place was toxic, like, and only the people who can handle the toxic environment can handle it. Anyway, so the food inspector, she is taking the alcohol with the lighter. She lights it up, and she sees the flies in it. I'm like, well, whatever. And what I could do, I couldn't do nothing. And the manager, I swear he was doing his best, but um, the owner come and I don't know, I think they gave them like months or something to change everything, or they would close them, but I'm not sure. And that's not all. I can tell, no, I won't tell everything. No, I cannot tell everything because there were like more things, more horrible things, but no, I don't want to talk about that. But I want to talk about something else. The people that they hire on Manhattan. If you think Manhattan, New York, it's like they hire the models and like really nice people because like the people who respect themselves, they would not like work in most of the coffee shops on Manhattan because it's so busy and it's not that environment that for like beautiful, nice people mostly. Sorry, but it's like reality because there are some people that are nice and beautiful, but they can handle it only for a few months. Because I know in all the places I worked on Manhattan, the people are changing so fast. At this time, when I changed so many jobs, honestly, and after they were blaming me, when I was doing my best, I started to act like I don't care anymore. And you know, when you act like you don't care about this job or any other job, things are like changing. Not always, but I mean, because like, and Yeah, I was not sitting on my phone, I was going out, but when people were standing in the line, I didn't care. I was slow as fuck, right? This time. Oh, sorry. I mean, it's just slow. And like, yeah, um, then there were the other things. They hired the guy there and the other guy. So one of the guys who works there, he had something, you know what I mean, with the other girl, random girl at this job while people were there. But like they went to the restroom or what, I don't know how it happened, but anyway, the owners seen this on the cameras and they fired one more person. The problem is that they do not respect the people who would never do that, who are very careful, but they are hiring people like that who will deal with their person that will deal with their blaming, but they hire the people like that don't care about this job also. And anyway, then there was the other guy who worked there, and when I started to talk to him, he was this is like the person who it was so tough to work with him because he told me that the men are like that's what he told me. He told me bad things about the man and like really bad things. And then when the grinder didn't work, he was acting aggressive. I couldn't even like come to talk with him sometimes because he was not like the person that I would even like talk somewhere anywhere. Cause and then he told that he sued the other company. He told that he was stealing the money from other company. Like many things that I would like honestly never do. And so I was coming to work and I was so surprised that I have to work like this time I was trying to be so patient, but there is no way to be patient because this is not what I can like handle to work with so many people that are different from me. Yeah, so what happened then? They fired the manager because the food inspector found the flies in the alcohol. And even when I told the other manager that the other guy barista was telling so many bad things and acting aggressive, they didn't really do anything. So I was like, okay, so this place, they don't really care and they cannot do anything. So like, yeah. So was it all? Oh yeah, I've seen downstairs a really big cockroaches, so I was afraid to go there to restock the cops and leads, because cockroaches were like that. And I was really scared to go there. Anyway, I started to apply to the other jobs again. And where did I go then? Yes! Oh, you know, every time you think it cannot be, it cannot be worse, it can be worse. Mm. But let's take a bite. By the way, I tried these donuts from the grocery store and it's so good. Mm. Mm. Coffee at home is the best. So anyway, after that, I was like, it cannot really be worse because the cockroaches, the rats, the flies, the manager, the guy who was aggressive, and it was not really worse, but I went to work. I was so done with these jobs on Manhattan because I worked in Brooklyn for like 8 months, 7 months, and I mean, it was not good. It really turned to be bad afterwards, but first few months, or at least like 5 months, it was like dream job. So then I found a very fancy hotel, like really nice hotel with a rooftop, and the design there is so like fancy. I mean, fancy in a way that the materials were very, very good. And I I went to this job, asked for a job, and then I came to for the training, and the manager there, she was new. So you know, these new managers, they don't really know that in New York you can hire somebody who will care about the job but respect himself or herself, themselves, and like, or the person who will not care about the job, but you can like be bad to these people and they will handle the stress. Anyway, this time I didn't really care. I just wanted the place. I would do even so much, just like do not fuck my brain. And if it's not dirty, I'm ready to work. So they scheduled me with the other girl. And I still want to go there just to see this girl. She was so nice. Hi. She was she was calling me my love. And I think she was done of Manhattan jobs a little bit also. I mean, even more than me. But she was still doing everything very good. But by her face, I've seen that she don't care anymore. And um, she was very chill. She was so nice and chill, and she trained me, and it was one of the best days as always. Like when you train with baristas, usually it's so good. And then the next day the manager came, and it was just the first day when she came, first day of training, and she was already telling me, "You're doing that wrong. This is not enough seconds. The coffee should be like that. Oh, you did not like do that." You know, like all the time, ruining your mental health, dominating. And I was like, okay, she will not be that all the time. So the other people are nice. I don't want to leave again so fast. So I will stay and see what will be there, how things will go. And then she scheduled me alone again. And I was like, what a surprise. Alone. The sales report was about like 1,600. There was one morning person and me later. I came at like 12 or something and worked till 7, I think. The other person left. And there were people again in the line, and you were just don't have even time to drink the water. And that's okay. Even after all this bullshit, I was so angry that they scheduled me alone, and I was so tired, I was so exhausted, there was no time to talk to anyone, just to serve. So it's like, for me, it's more like a slavery, not a job. Because you're just like working non-stop, you don't have time to drink the water or something, you don't have time to talk to people, you don't enjoy your job, you don't have fun at all. And it was like I was still ready to do that for some time. But then the next day I come, after I handled all these stress. The next day I come and I work again. The manager, there is a line, and I'm like running, making all that coffee, doing all of that, and she is like telling me, "You are too slow." I was like, "What did you say?" Because so you understand $1,600 sales report? It's like you're serving a day. How many people a day? What if one person buy like $8 coffee? Where's my math? Yeah, so it's like 100 people at your shift. I think so. Maybe a little less. And I did all of that alone. And then she comes the next day and she's telling me I'm slow. By the way, I'm slow for a reason because I don't like the chaos, and I'm fast, but I don't like to do like that, to like work like that, like when it's super dirty. So I'm like doing the coffee, but I'm still trying to be okay, so people will see that it's not like chaos. But she wanted the other thing. Of course, they just want the money, nothing else. So I asked her what did she say, and she said I was slow. I'm like, okay, I leave. I leave right now. Even though I had no job, I'm like, I don't know what to do. But these people, they do not like deserve even the emotions, the energy. They are so unrespectful because they know that most of the people in New York, it's like people who are like immigrants. I know there are too many people here, but still, we're the human beings. We have to respect each other, like be to understand that we're all doing our best to like survive in this world. I am not even asking to understand that I came after the war. I don't care. I don't even say that. Like, so, I say that just to like tell them, wow, what is the times words that I had to handle and stay there all the time. But not that I want to be like a victim and to make them feel sad. Just to tell the story. But anyway, acting like that, I really don't understand. I don't understand why in New York, where most of the people are so like different, they still cannot. That's why the people say that in New York people are like this like there is a small talk and people are mostly smiling, but what they think about you is like sometimes not really what they think about you. I mean, if they are smiling, it doesn't mean they are like happy to see you. There are still many nice people, and I like New York, but there are the sort of the people who ruin the atmosphere because they are just like they're working hard as others, but they're not just working hard to be on their job, to enjoy the life and the job. They just work hard to get to the management or to be like higher in their position, to dominate the people who work like under them. And because usually the baristas, they don't even want to be the shift leaders, the managers, they don't care. They just want to talk to people. They just want to the good atmosphere. But there is always like one person from more than one that working just to have the higher position and then to everybody's brain and like to act rude, toxic, horrible. Anyway, there were so many words like toxic, but it's the easiest word to explain how was their behavior. So Then, yeah, so I just left. And again, when I said that I'm ready to work the next day, just like, so they will find somebody else. And they said, okay, I came the next day. And this manager, oh, she was acting so nice. Like, I don't understand that, and I want. Because I didn't want to talk to this person, but she was like, oh, like, how are you, and other things. Anyway, like, very fake. So fake. And because, all the time you leave, they don't want you to go to the owner to tell that you are so disrespectful and mean. They just don't want you to do that. So they act so nice. But I don't even care. I won't go to the owner to tell that they are mean, because if the owner hired the people like that, managers like that, then, like, I don't think you're like running your business good if you cannot even understand what people you should hire. If you, like, the owner, you should, like, go and work with barista at least one day to see how they feel, and to work with the manager to understand what type of people they are. I understand that some people can be so fake you won't even understand if they are good and kind, but still. And then, ah, that's not all. Oh my god, all my jobs. I really hope that my microphone worked well. I have to buy the new one. So then I wanted to find the job in Brooklyn, but in Brooklyn it's more difficult to find the jobs. That's what I understood that on Manhattan. So I went to work in the company where my husband worked, but on the other location. And it was just like, sometimes there is no sense even. I just want to explain everything to the other people, so they won't think that everything is like that I am the person who just like complain. I want to explain everything, because as I told, there was a time in Brooklyn where I enjoyed my job so much, and when I left this, the like when I left the other place was 65 Drinks in Brooklyn, I really felt sad because I liked that place even though they had so many different things to do. I loved it. And the other place in Brooklyn. So anyway, I worked, this was my place where I worked the last time. So I went to the other location, not where my husband worked, and the managers there, like, I understand if you give the person like a month and there would be only the job where you make the coffee, and then you tell the person, oh, your coffee is not made right, or you're like, you're not restocking enough, or something like that. I would still not understand that. You should not blame. If you're the manager, you can do that, go do that. Baristas working more hard than the managers that need to restock. I mean, they don't need to restock, but you can do that. If I don't have the time, you can do that. On Manhattan, believe me, baristas, it's like the robots. It's the people that I think work more hard than on many other jobs. It's not an easy job. Anyway, the manager at like first, second days started to stressing me out, like I'm doing that wrong again and that wrong. And I was always saying, okay, okay, okay. That's what I'm always doing, because I'm waiting like months to see maybe I will change. I'm trying to change and do everything, but there is a line of 10 people, and you want me to steam perfect milk or like calibrate and make the perfect seconds of the coffee when there is a people standing in the line, like 10 people for like 2 hours. So I was still like, I didn't care at this time. Again, I was so done with all these jobs that I was just doing my best and I didn't care. And then there was a time again on this job you have to make the pastry, like bake them. You have to be barista. You have to deal with all the 1,000 people, and you also have to restock. And you also have to. There is like a heavy creams that you need to make, and it's like a kitchen. You're not like barista. You have to mix all of that, following the recipes, making the cream, and even through that, it's fine. I'll do it. But imagine there was a line of so many people for a few hours, and you got so tired. And then when you want just to stand for a few minutes to rest, breathe, drink the water, she's telling, go make the cream and restock. You're like, okay, I will do that. You are going, so I'm going to make the cream, but when you mixed everything, the cream is mixing, and like with the biscuit or other things, you have to control it so it won't over mix and it will be very thick. So I I sat like sit wait what is it? Wait, have to sometimes I forget the words. Sat, that's right. I sat on a chair for like few minutes. I swear it was few minutes. I'm not lying. It was like 4 minutes. I don't know till I was like waiting till it was mixing. And then she's like, you should not sit on the chair while you're making the cream. You can do something else. Okay. So I went to like do something else. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Everybody, like management are like that. And then what I understood that when I just started to work in New York, I was doing my best and I was, as I told you, telling the managers that others are not doing enough. I just I just had no idea about the jobs in New York and environment. And the other people who worked in the years, they didn't care. That was a reason for that. So I was wrong. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so then on this last job, then I come. They scheduled me only for 2 weeks or 2 days or 3 days. When you work 2 days a week, you cannot really train good because you just like come 2 days a week. It's like you have 4 or 5 days off, 5 days off, and after 5 days off, you like it's like the new place for you. And then I was still doing my best, and I come, and the other manager he is asking me to come talk with him, and he's telling me, oh, we've seen that you was sitting on the chair and you're not doing so much as other people who work there in like more than 1 year. At this point again, there was nothing to talk about. When they blame you for sitting for a few minutes, like, I want to ask the people, do you think if barista or any other job where you stand for 8 hours or 9 hours a day, and somebody like set for a few minutes, like even if it would happen from time to time. Is that okay? I mean, imagine standing 8 hours with not sitting in. I mean, there is a break like 30 minutes, but still, it's like you work 4 hours, there is a break in 4 hours. So, like, when you're running for 4 hours, yeah, you want to sit for like few minutes, just like to rest your legs. And it's not like when you sit when the people are there. It's like when you sit when some things that are the most important are done, and you're like, okay, I can breathe now and like see. But what I understood um, that the other people they are just telling we go like I'm going to the restroom, and what they're doing they're just sitting in the restroom for like 20 minutes. That's what they were doing on other jobs. But I didn't want to act like again like fake, like I never sit, but when I go to the restroom I sit for 20 minutes. I just like wanted to, as always, to be real, like I want to sit 2 minutes, I sit. Anyway, when he told me that, I'm like, there is nothing to talk about if you tell that the person cannot sit for a few minutes per 4 hours, because at this time there was really one time per like 8 hours that I sat down, and I was controlling the heavy cream. And then also, yeah, they told me like, you don't know all the things, you're not like working good enough compared to other people. And he told me the name, and I'm like, the other person works there for more than 1 year. She know everything there. Like, you work for 1 year, 5 days a week. Of course you work great there. Like, even, and by the way, when he told me that, I'm like, yeah, I am not so good as her. Why? Because there are other people in New York that I like I work hard and like doing my best, but there are other people in New York who I think they are not really respecting themselves enough because they are like they're doing too much. That's the people who want to be like managers later because this girl want, and they never see it, never, like they never see it, and they're just like working nonstop 8 hours. And I don't know, it's more like, for me, it's more like a slavery because I understand the job is like your job, the work is work, but still you need to have at least like some fun at work. Like, if you just like work nonstop 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, in like 1 year, I don't know, in like few years. So I think there should be the balance, but some people are not balanced at all. They're annoying the other people, and also they want to work so hard. Like for me, it's not that they just want to, like you're making coffee, dealing with thousands of people, and cleaning and restocking. It's that these people, um, it's like anything that the owners will make them do, they will. I mean, maybe these people have no other choice, but the owners using them so much because it's not like barista job. They are adding more and more things. They tell you now you have to bake that, now you have to bake that and that, now you have to make few creams, restock the sauces. Now you have to clean the restroom. Now you have to clean all the floors, and we will schedule 3 people a day. You know what I mean? And then even they are working so hard and not even sitting that owners think, oh, that is great. They're handling it so easy. Why would we not like add something else? And that's what happened always. The people who like respect themselves and want to have at least some fun, and they want to be proud of working at the place, not just to be higher in position. These people, I worked with them. It was so cool, and more people were coming. There was great reviews because the people who are coming, they've seen the cool atmosphere of like working, but you come like home, you wait, and you will get the best because we will spend some time, not just like making coffee in 10 seconds for you and not like talking with you, but the other people job for them is like the job, like factory job. Maybe the factory job even easier. So anyway, I didn't talk about that. I just said, okay, yes, I will do my best. I'm not doing my best right now. I will do even better. And the next days, I was still doing my best because so you understand, it's no way not to do your best because there are sales reports in this place is like $3,000 it was. So you can imagine again. So one cup of coffee cost about $6. So now count and understand how many people is that. Sometimes they buy the pastry, like more special drink, but still count it. And yeah, they scheduled me right now for 1 day a week. I'm like, and what was, and again, the other thing that the people that work there mostly, it's just so boring for me because there is nothing to talk about, honestly. And they like baristas are nice, and there is one guy who I talk to. He is more like chill, but just what I understood that no more jobs on Manhattan. If I would be able to avoid it, I will. If I will find to work in Brooklyn or even more far away from New York. But if I want, then yeah, I will work. But well, it's like that. Uh, wait, let me take a bite. I know one thing. There are the coffee shops that you come to and you see that baristas are very relaxed and they feel like fresh, not like they overworked and they are feeling exhausted. These places, the baristas usually they look very nice and um, they're more slow. That's what I would like to do. And these places, they are never really hiring on Indeed because and every time you come and ask for jobs, they're not hiring. Why? Because nobody will leave the job like that in New York. Or even if they would leave, there are like thousands of other nice people who want to work there. But when you apply to the jobs to Indeed, honestly, mostly it will be that like if you see on Indeed the job, that, like, one place and they hire again, and then you see these jobs they are hiring again in a few months. It means that the people are changing that so much, like people are leaving, and that's what is happening all the time. What I see, people are leaving all the time. It's just like this type of jobs that you can just work for a few months and that's it. Yeah. And also, like living in New York, even barista, you earn, I think it's like $23 an hour, something like that. So yeah, it's not that bad. Even front desk not always earn so much. But even earning $23 an hour, well, I mean with the tips, 23 include tips, it's still, many people from different countries can think like, oh my god, this is so much, it's $23 an hour, yeah, it's much, but you have to understand the rent in New York. We pay $2,100 for rent, and it's like, it's not an expensive apartment. We have some big problems here. And so with internet and like phone bill, I pay about 1,300 a month just for internet, phone bill, and apartment. So, let's see. But I will keep trying. I will keep trying. I know there is a places, many places, even mostly in Brooklyn, that I've been to. They look so beautiful, the people look beautiful, everybody seems to be very calm there. I went to these places and of course they're not hiring, but you never know. I will wait, and I probably will change like 10 more jobs till I find something that will be good. But yeah. That's it. Uh, so, for more updates, I don't think somebody will listen to this for 1 hour 30 minutes about New York jobs. But if you want to understand the reality of New York jobs, that's it. So, I hope you understood. I really hope so, because I understand that mostly when people tell about their problems, people are like mostly egoistic, so like egoists. I mean, people by themselves, they always, when somebody tell you about their problems or feelings, most of the people think that, oh, they're just complaining, oh, like, because I know that feeling when somebody told me something about complaint before. I was the same. I was like, I don't trust that. But believe me now, after 29 years of my life, I understood that that's like sort of how our brains works. It's like not trusting when somebody gives that negative energy to you and telling about something that is wrong. Because I didn't trust the people in Brooklyn that were telling me that you should not work on Manhattan, and some people were suffering at New York working, and I couldn't understand. I was like, oh, they just don't want to work enough. Oh, they're complaining too much. They don't want to clean. They don't want to work, but uh, we have to trust each other. human beings, we have to trust each other. You can not trust my words, but trust your best friends and trust your family. You see, that's where we go. That's one of the most important things. I mean, I hope your family and friends are good enough so you can trust them. You can try, or at least ask them. Do not blame. Oh yeah, the main thing, never blame. Never blame. Because blaming never make anyone better. If you think something is wrong or somebody is doing something wrong, you should tell like, hey, maybe you can do it a different way, or like maybe you're getting too tired, maybe we can change something, how can we solve this problem. You can find the ways. You have to always say why or ask why somebody did that, or why somebody cannot do that. That's why I think that I I never really, mostly, I never had many, yeah, like troubles with my best friends. I had some, but I mean, mostly, I love when people talk. When people are not blaming, but talk to each other. Even if it will be like few days, 1 week, you have to talk and not blaming, and you will understand each other. You will, and never like put yourself in higher positions than people who you love, because it's not good. Like you always have to understand, or at least to try to understand their feelings, to try to understand them. Because you see, I was so untrustful that I was telling my manager from the start that people are not working good enough. And I'm happy for this experience that I didn't trust the other people who were not like, who didn't care so much about their jobs, because I thought they just like, they're lazy and they just want like the money, or they don't care. No, it's not. It's just that I wish we would understand each other faster than what happened to me. But you will. We will. If we will stay calm and like do your best. Thank you everybody, like anybody who listened to all of that. I don't know if anyone will listen to all of it, but anyway, see you with my new jobs and adventures. La la la. Bye.